Alright folks, welcome back. We've got another game to play today. Let's see what we have. Ooh, an easy puzzle. Okay. Alright. So we're going to do single elimination. We're going to try not to use any pencils. We're going to take our time and see what we've got. So I like to start off looking for pairs of numbers. Pairs are wonderful, and if you see this type of patterns where there's like this row or column that leaves like a single number, those are really good. See this row or these columns here where there's lines that can be marked out by a single number? Those are all really good to help identify. So like for instance, see this 3 here, that 3 that comes across the top? Look at this here, there's a 3 that comes down the side. So here's a 3. Okay, so that type of a pattern is really good. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We've got a 5 and a 7 that come down here. Okay. Alright, so see this 4 and this 4? So the 4 comes up the middle, this 4 comes across the top, so this 4 is the only place left for a 4. Alright, so see this, we have this column is only missing these 3 numbers, just like this column is only missing these 3 numbers. So the 3 numbers that we're missing here is a 2, the 3, a 4, a 2, a 4, and a 7. Now when we're looking here, we have a 2 and a 4, so the only number that can be here is a 7. So if we count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is missing, 8, 9. So this spot, the only number that it can be is a 7. Okay. Alright, I'm looking at this row right here, and I'm looking at these pairs of 9s. I need a 9 up here in this row, but it can't be here, and it can't be here. So here's the only spot left to be a 9. I need a 1. This can't be a 1, so here's the only spot left to be a 1. And then the only number we're missing is an 8, and so that one has to go here. Now this 8 is going to come down here and help us, so this is the only spot left to be an 8 here. Okay, so the other 2 numbers that we're missing is the 2 and the 4. Alright, so one of these numbers are going to help us out. So a 2 and a 4, that means that, see here's a 9 in the left, these pairs of 9s. 9 in the left, 9 in the right. So the only spot for there to go is a 9 that goes here. Okay, so a 2 and a 4, and so the 3 is the other number we're missing. See, 3 comes up here. There's only one spot left for the 3. So we're going to put that in there. Okay, now here we're missing 2 numbers, which is a 2 and a 6, which tells us the 1, see this 1 comes down here, only one spot for a 1. Has to go right here. It's the only place for a 1. Okay, now let's see what else we're missing. These pairs, see these pairs of 9s, a 9 across the top, 9 across the bottom, and this 9 here helps us through the center, so there's only one spot left for a 9. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm just kind of looking for those pairs that can help to eliminate. We need a 6 here in the middle. Well, we have a pair of 6s here, 6 across the top, 6 through the middle. So this is the only spot left for a 6. Now these 2 6s are going to help us in this top cube. 6 in the left, 6 through the center, and we do have a 6 right here through the middle. So this spot is the only spot left for a 6. You guys see that? Now let's look in this bottom left here for the 6. We have a 6 here in the right column, 6 in the middle column, which means this is the only spot left for a 6. Now the two numbers we were missing over here is a 2 and a 6. Now this 6 comes across the top. So it says our 6 has to go there. Only one number left is a 2. Now all of our 6s are marked out. Those are all done. Okay. Let's see what else we can have some help with now. Just kind of looking for some pairs. Now I do notice down here I need a 1, and I have a 1 here, and it comes down this pattern. Anytime you see a row like this is great, because this is the only spot now left for a 1. Now this 1 comes up through the center, only leaves us one spot for the 1. Now we have a 1 that comes down here in the right, only one spot for the 1. We now have a 1 in the right, a 1 in the left, and a 1 in the top. So there's only one spot left for the 1 there. Now all of our 1s are all marked up. Okay? We are going pretty decent. So we've got two numbers missing here. The neat thing about that is if you know what these two numbers are, that tells you what this third number is. So if we count 1, okay, we're missing a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. So these two have to be a 2 and an 8, which tells me that we are missing a 7 up here. Now see, this 7 comes up this way, and there's only one spot left for the 7. Okay. Alright. We've got two numbers missing here. Looks like a 2 and a 3. Now we have a 2 here, so this can't be a 2. That has to be our 3. That makes this one our 2. Single elimination is all we're doing, folks. Don't get too overwhelmed. Don't worry about staying in a certain line. Go ahead and just float around. We're missing two numbers here, which looks like a 5 and an 8 for this cube. You see this 8 here? So that means this one has to be a 5, which means this one has to be our 8. The two numbers we're missing here is a 3 and a 5. And look at this, we have a 3 and a 5. So we'll just swap them. There's our 3, there's our 5. Now you see, if you're looking vertically, these two numbers might be hard to figure out, but if you go horizontally, there's just one number missing. This one is our 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is a 7. Okay? Alright, so it's always good to double check left and right and up and down and see the different patterns on how to solve them. So we're missing a 2 and a 4 is what that looks like again. Still a 2 and a 4. And we're missing a 2 and an 8 over here. Okay, so now let's look for in the center 3 cubes for pairs. See this 9 and this 9? 9 down the left, 9 down the right. Only spot left for a 9 is right there. Now we've only got two numbers missing here. 1, 2, 3. We're missing a 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're missing a 4 and a 7. And we do have a helpful 7 here. So there's our 7, and there's our 4. Now you remember we were missing a 2 and a 4. Now this 4 is going to help us out over here. There's our 2. Remember we were missing a 2 and an 8. There's our 2, so our 2 has to go here. Our 8 goes here. Now this one again, if you're going this way, there's 5 numbers to choose from, but if you go this way, you'll see that we're only missing a 5. Okay, so now we've got two numbers missing here. It looks like a 3 and an 8. Do we have a 3 or an 8 to help us? Not just yet. That's okay. Let's come back to that. Alright, so now we're going to look for pairs. See these 4s? 4 across the bottom, 4 across the middle, 4 down the left side. So this is the only spot left for a 4. Let's see what else we have. We have a 2 across the bottom, 2 across the top, and a 2 down the right side. So the middle left is the only spot left for a 2. We've got a 3 and a 3. Here we go. A 3 across the bottom, 3 across the top. Only spot left for a 3 is right here. Now the two numbers we're missing up here was a 3 and an 8. Now we have a helpful 3. So there's our 3. There's our 8. Now you can see here we're just missing one number, which looks like a 5. Okay, now we have one number missing here, which looks like an 8. Okay, Now we've got two numbers missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like a 7 and an 8. And we do have an 8 across the top, so that one has to be our 7. That one has to be our 8. The two numbers we're missing here look like a 5 and a 7. And here's a 5 and a 7, so we'll just swap those. And there we go, folks. Easy puzzle done. Single elimination. Take your time. Look for pairs. Count vertically and horizontally for every little cell. You know, sometimes they'll have numbers to help each other out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to pause these at the beginning, print them off, and play along. Feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I welcome them all. Thanks, folks. Catch you next time.